In the summer of 2017, I was diagnosed with advanced stage ovarian cancer. I was completely shocked and devastated and numb and thought I probably had maybe a year left to live. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 24 years. I've been a nurse practitioner for 20 years and was very surprised by that diagnosis. So my husband is a pediatric oncologist, and he's actually the one that told me that I had cancer. He came into our bedroom crying and said, "It's you." And I said, "What's me?" And he said, "It's you, it's cancer, and it's everywhere."
As a pediatric oncologist, I have patients, but it's completely different. I'm used to being the rational one, but it was easily the worst moment of my life, I think.
I was at a summer camp and I got a letter from her, and she said that she wouldn't be, it was like a sleepaway camp, and I got a letter saying that she wouldn't be there to pick me up, like it was just gonna be my dad and then my grandma. And he said, like, first thing was like, "Mom's in the hospital." And I thought that she was in a car accident, but she said that like right after we left for camp, they both went to the doctor and they found that she had like ovarian cancer.
It was just like thoughts circling around my head. Just kind of like, at first I didn't believe it, and like I didn't want to believe it, but I knew that like my dad, he was like crying.
And I couldn't really like process anything, and I immediately wanted to try to find someone who I could talk to about it, who had been through like a similar situation.
I got connected through Wonders and Worries through the folks that I work with, and I went to one of our child life therapists who's been there for 20 plus years, and she was the one who said, "You guys should contact Wonders and Worries."
We were so relieved to have Wonders and Worries available to us very quickly after diagnosis, because it just relieved Phil and I from the burden of feeling as though we had to manage that too.
Wonders and Worries and Corinne, our child life therapist, they were able to give them tools to help handle stress.
She actually taught me like a box breathing, where you would breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and just do that over and over. And it would be like calming your mind and like your feelings.
Corinne was fantastic at identifying that there was a discrepancy between our children and the way we shared news. She said silence to Alex means bad news. And that was exactly what I needed to hear, because I thought I was protecting him by not having this be in his face all the time, not realizing that to him, not speaking of it meant that things were bad and not going well.
So incredibly soothing to know that they could go to a place that specialized in this. And it was so nice to know that our kids are being cared for from a third party who's not going through these same emotions that are clouding that logic.
They kind of said that like this is going to be a place where you can freely express yourself about like what your parents are going through and how you feel. And at first I wasn't too sure, but when I went there, like I really started to open up, and I felt like much better talking to Miss Corinne.
I could talk to her about, oh, I'm feeling stressed, and she could say, oh, well, like, what's going on right now? And so being able to talk to someone about it who could kind of ask you questions that made you realize, like, oh, that's why I'm feeling this way, or even not, why I'm feeling this way, just realizing, oh, I am feeling this way, was really helpful.
But it not only helped them through it, it helped me get through it as well. Kristy's my best friend, and she's the person I want to talk to about some of this stuff and how it's making me feel. And you know, during this whole process, she probably wasn't the right person to talk with about some of these things. But rather than keep that bottled up, it was nice to be able to go to somebody else to work through these things as well. I would hope that anybody going through this process would be able to have that resource as well. And it would be a shame if people didn't.
And so having Wonders and Worries give them just a safe haven, a safe place to just lay down all their worries, their concerns, their frustrations was a huge gift to them and to us as well.